In today's video, we're talking about the new album by Candlemass. They are a band from Stockholm, Sweden. That's actually one of my favorite countries for metal bands. And they play epic doom metal. They've been around for a long time, since the 80s. They've taken a few breaks here and there over the years, but they've been pretty consistent in releasing albums. The name of the album is Sweet Evil Son, released on November 18, 2022, album number 13 in their discography, released on the Napalm Records. Their last album wasn't too long ago. It was called The Door to Doom, released in 2019. That last album was pretty good. I remember that song, Astrolus, the Great Octopus, that had Tony Iommi on it. Really great doom metal. And this album, it's really good. Lots of heavy riffs. It's old school doom. Songs were memorable, and you get what you're asking for. They don't really go into any different directions. It's doom metal. So pretty much throughout the entire album, it's all of that classic doom. A lot of like Black Sabbath style riffs. It's not like modern doom where it's like super slow or like funeral doom. This is old school, like 80s, Trouble, Saint Vitus, those types of bands, Pentagram. Just that old school, early Black Sabbath sound. And they don't really stray from the sound too much. It's pretty much all doom metal. The feeling of the album, it's just very like dark and evil, mystical, magical, a lot of like fantasy lyrics, talking about death and dark themes. All of those things, kind of like a horror movie, or almost like classic horror movie. I kind of like think that this music would fit like an old like 60s horror movie, but that's just my opinion. The guitars, just lots of heavy doom riffs. Now this album is filled with riffs. They don't like keep like repeating the same like riff over and over. They like change it up a lot, so you get a lot of that. There are some songs where they kind of do some like different stuff. I'll talk about that in a minute. But as far as like the pacing, it's not like super slow. It's slow. Sometimes they get a little faster, but they don't get like very slow. So that's really good about this album. The vocals, they sound very good. They're kind of like those like doom vocals, Black Sabbathy types of vocals. They're melodic. There's some parts with like some backing vocals, some parts with like the female vocals in the background. Sometimes they're darker, sometimes they're heavier, but it's the kind of lyrics you can understand as you like listen to the song. So very good. So out of all of the songs, I like them all, so it's kind of hard to pick favorites. I'm going to pick the ones that like stood out as being my favorites, and then I'll talk about the others. Angel Battle, that one is track number 3. This one I like. It's kind of like, it's slow, but it has like lots of like changes in it. Like the tempo changes is what makes this song. And it's just like this melodic doom that has like this haunting atmosphere and has some like spoken parts at the end. So that one I liked a lot. The single, Scandinavian Gods, super catchy song. Like that one, sticks in your head. It's just like really cool. It's very like Sabbathy. It's slow, but you hear the bass guitar very well. Got some isolated parts. It's like darker, but it's a very catchy song, so I do like the catchiness of that one. Devil Voodoo, this is I guess one of the longer ones and one of the songs where they do some different stuff. So for example, it has like an acoustic intro, but then they have these like heavy riffs. They have some acoustic guitars later, like the interludes. I think this song is like maybe like 7 or 8 minutes long. It's just like dark and evil, and it's just very epic. Like the drums, this is like the best like drum song, because like they're really fast paced and they have like different types of rhythms. They kind of experimented with the drums, and the vocals sound darker, so that's a really good song. Another one I like, Crucified. It's just slow atmospheric intro, but then it gets like heavier. It's a little faster at times. They use some different like guitar effects, like they use like the wah wah effect on like some of their guitar riffs. Then they slow it down at times. Has a pretty cool breakdown, and the vocals are really good. Like I said, those are my favorites. Let me also mention, like the last song is called "A Cup of Coffin." I think that's like the best like title ever. They should have named the album that, actually, but it's only a 1-minute instrumental. It's just like doom riffs to close out the album, but it just is such a great song title. As for the rest of the album, Everything's good. Wizard of the Vortex, that's the opening track. This one I like a lot. Heavy doom riffs, melodic leads, guitar solos. It's just everything you want like in a doom metal song. Sweet Evil Sun, another one. This one's a little more like upbeat, a little more energetic. They kind of like pick up the pace a little bit, but they don't go really fast. Just really melodic. That one is really good. And pretty much like the whole album is very good. So I don't know if I covered every song, but it's very solid, good album. It's just a good front to back album, just like a full listen. You're gonna like want to listen to this from like start to finish. Just very catchy. I mean, these songs are memorable. The production is great. I mean, all like these riffs are like super clear. You don't really have that like compressed sound like a lot of like modern albums have. You know, you hear these instruments very well. If you've never listened to this band and you like Black Sabbath, definitely check out this band because you know it's basically like Black Sabbath worship. I mean, like they modeled their sound after Sabbath. I mean, it's pretty evident that they do that. But I think if you like Black Sabbath and you're looking for like a good alternative to that sound, like this is the band to go to. They have a whole catalog of albums. They're pretty much all good. I haven't listened to all of them, but I know their early '80s stuff. Really great albums. I need to do a ranking. I'll probably do a ranking at some point. So my final score, I'm going to give it a high score, 8.5 out of 10. And this is just one of my favorite doom bands. So that's all I'm going to say for this. And thanks for watching. I have one more new release. It's going to be something completely different. Neil Young, but I do classic rock on this channel as well. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.